The Kemi Adeyoola case, a chilling tale of premeditated murder. Kemi Adeyoola was born in 1986 into a privileged family in the United Kingdom. Her father, Bola Adeyoola, was a wealthy property developer, worth an estimated £10 million. Despite her luxurious upbringing and access to quality education, she harbored a fascination with crime from an early age. She developed a taste for deception and theft, frequently shoplifting designer goods and engaging in manipulative behavior. By the time she was a teenager, Adeyoola had accumulated multiple theft-related convictions. She was eventually sentenced to time in Bulwood Hall, a young offenders institution, for shoplifting. It was during her incarceration that she authored a sinister 18-page document outlining her plan for the perfect murder. While in custody, Adeyoola wrote a disturbing document titled, Prison and After, Making Life Count. At first glance, the notes appeared to be a guide to self-improvement, listing goals such as losing 2 stone and renting a 2-bedroom apartment. However, deeper within the document, she detailed an elaborate plan to rob and murder an elderly woman, meticulously outlining the necessary steps to execute the crime and secure wealth. The list of required equipment included petrol canisters, plastic bags, cling film, semi-automatic guns, taser stun guns, a bulletproof vest, various disguises, such as wigs, dark glasses, and even a full-body fat suit. She devised a plan to select her victim, a wealthy, elderly woman who lived alone and could be easily overpowered. Adeyoola even scripted ways to gain access to their homes, such as posing as an A-level student conducting field research. She planned to extract bank details before committing the murder and fabricating a suicide note to frame the victim's husband. Her chilling instructions for disposing of the body read: with your butcher's knife, remove her head. Wrap it in film to contain bleeding. Detach limbs one by one. Put the body pieces in a black bag. She set a deadline for herself. The crime was to be executed by February 2005. On the evening of March 14, 2005, Adeyoola put her dark fantasies into action. Her victim, 84-year-old Mendel, was a retired teacher residing in Golders Green, North London. Mendel was known for her intelligence, kindness, and trust in others, qualities that made her an easy target. Adeyoola had spent weeks watching Mendel, studying her habits, and gaining her trust. On the fateful day, she approached Mendel's home under false pretenses, pretending to be a lost young woman in need of assistance. The elderly woman, compassionate and welcoming, invited her inside. Once inside, Adeyoola initially engaged in small talk, masking her sinister intent. Then, in a swift, calculated move, she launched her attack. She stabbed Mendel 14 times in a brutal frenzy, ensuring she could not fight back or call for help. Blood splattered across the room as Mendel struggled in vain before collapsing at the foot of the staircase, lifeless. Unlike a conventional robbery, Adeyoola took no valuables. Instead, she wiped down surfaces in a failed attempt to remove evidence before fleeing the scene. However, she left behind crucial forensic traces, DNA under Mendel's fingernails and footprints leading out of the house. And Mendel's husband discovered her body later that evening, sending shockwaves through the quiet neighborhood. The nature of the attack, brutal and personal, suggested that the perpetrator was someone known to the victim. Investigators quickly gathered forensic evidence, finding traces of DNA under Mendel's fingernails, suggesting she had fought back. Footprints leading away from the house were also collected and later matched to Adeyoola. The breakthrough came when detectives discovered Adeyoola's chilling manifesto. The document eerily mirrored the crime scene, providing a clear blueprint for the murder. With the mounting evidence, authorities placed Adeyoola under surveillance. She showed no signs of remorse or fear, continuing her life as though nothing had happened. Detectives decided to confront her with their findings. On March 21, 2005, police arrested Adeyoola at her family home. She initially denied any involvement, claiming she had never met Mendel. However, confronted with the overwhelming forensic evidence, her composure faltered. When investigators presented excerpts from her manifesto that perfectly matched the crime scene, she was left speechless. Despite the overwhelming case against her, Adeyoola insisted that her writings were fictional, inspired by crime thriller authors such as James Patterson and Martina Cole. I had always considered writing a book, she told the court, attempting to downplay the document's contents. During her trial at the Old Bailey, prosecutors painted a chilling picture of a calculated and remorseless killer. The jury heard how Adeyoola meticulously planned every aspect of the crime, from selecting her victim to disposing of the body. The methodical nature of the attack and her lack of remorse shocked the courtroom. Her defense team attempted to argue that she was mentally unstable and that her manifesto was nothing more than a poorly conceived work of fiction. However, the prosecution dismantled this argument by demonstrating the uncanny similarity between her writings and the actual murder. Her defense team attempted to argue mental instability, but the prosecution successfully demonstrated her clear intent and rational planning. In 2006, she was convicted of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment, with a minimum term of 20 years before parole eligibility. The murder of Mendel was a horrifying example of premeditated crime carried out by someone who had every opportunity for a better life. The case raised serious concerns about youth rehabilitation, mental health in young offenders, and the influence of criminal obsession. Kemi Adeyoola's descent into violent crime serves as a haunting reminder of how unchecked criminal fascination can escalate into real-world horror. And Mendel's life was tragically cut short by a young woman who chose darkness over opportunity, and her case remains one of the most disturbing examples of premeditated murder in modern British history. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content.